Welcome to the Finance Magnates Blockchain Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel McIntosh, and recently we spoke to Lady Michelle Mone and Doug Barrowman about their blockchain project, Equi. Equi has been branded as a token ecosystem that, quote, bridges the crypto community with the traditional venture capital market. What is Equi, and where did the inspiration to create Equi come from?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been in the venture capital game for at least 30 years now with my fund Aston Ventures, and basically as a professional investor in companies. And, you know, venture capital really is traditionally the preserve of institutions, ultra-high net worth. And I have often felt it'd be great to have wider participation where non-industry professionals can get access to some of the investment things that many only get to read about in the media after the event, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for the last couple of years, I've been heavily involved in blockchain technology and obviously cryptocurrency. And Michelle and I got talking about this last summer as to how we could take blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and actually find a way to make it work in venture capital. So the Equi token was born. Equi token is basically built on the well-established Ethereum blockchain platform. And what Equi does is it enables non-industry professionals, everyday investors, the opportunity to participate in the investments that the Equi platform are supporting, really. So essentially, people can look at the website. If they like the look of the investments that we are promoting, then they can use their Equi tokens to buy into the investments that we make. And the good news is that 70% of all realized profits are returned back to the investor community that use their Equi tokens to participate. So that was the inspiration. The byproduct also of having a successful token is that it is a currency in its own right. So the currency is underpinned by the value of the real-world investments and opportunities that we back. So therefore, we believe that Equi token is real utility value. So if the price of the token goes up, it's not off the back of hot air. It's off the back of people can see that we're making good investments with a balanced portfolio, and everyone can participate really that want to. And that's the thought processes behind it.
Yeah, and Rachel, from my side, I did a government review a few years ago for the former Prime Minister, David Cameron, and I went up and down the country. I was the startup business star, and I visited high-tech companies in their hubs, etc. And the two biggest things, which are not a surprise, that came out of the review, amongst other things, but them managing to get investment for their idea, and then also getting the sort of mentorship and the help from established, successful business people. So when Doug was telling me about this last year, and about, you know, that we're going to be helping the future success stories and finding the next Facebook or Snapchat and helping these people, I thought, wow. And not only is Doug one of the most successful business guys in the country, you've got me as well, a success, but all the other board members have got bags on bags of success, which really means something, because these ICOs, there's about 13 or 1,400 of them, and a lot of them don't have the credibility that we have. We are real. We say what Equi says, what it does on the tin. And that's the real success. And that's why this ICO is going to be one of the biggest ICOs out of all of them, because we're actually doing everything properly. And we've got a community company based in Denmark in this field that are covering the community side, so 24/7 support with multiple languages. So we've really thought of everything, and when you read the white paper, when it's sent to you later, there's a lot more detail in there as well. So it is very, very exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting. But can you tell me how much is Equi hoping to raise through the ICO?
There are 250 million coins going to be in circulation, of which 65% are being released to the public. Mm-hmm. I think realistically, if Equi was to raise $50 million, that will help develop the ongoing platform and also enable us to support some investment opportunities. But the important thing is to get a wide circulation out there and create this people power investing movement where we have many holders of the Equi token. So these people can then invest in the propositions, and there is no limit really to the number of propositions we can back, because although the coin will start at 50 cents a coin, mm-hmm. you know, the way a cryptocurrency like this could operate and work is that as people see the real value in what we're backing, the value of the coin could rocket. So essentially, we have the opportunity to back multiple investments over the whole of the globe.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So, can you tell me? I know. You've mentioned, Doug, that you have an extensive background in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. But why did you decide to create this particular platform using blockchain technology? And what benefits will blockchain bring to startups and all of the people who are looking at getting interested in getting involved with this platform?
Yeah, I think, you know, blockchain technology is slowly going to take over a lot of aspects of our general day-to-day lives, and it's one big ledger filing cabinet, which is a great store of value, whereas the internet is a great store of information. So I think blockchain technology is here to stay, and of which the financial application of blockchain is obviously cryptocurrency. And I think one of the things that intrigued me really was that so many of these ICOs have no real purpose. You basically buy a token, or a coin, if it's a brand new currency, which actually has no real value at the moment in the real world. And there's a link missing that I've always felt between, you know, doing an ICO and having real utility mm-hmm. with the real world. And this is what's attracted me to launching Equi Token, is that people can use these tokens, not just the currency speculate, which is what most people do on ICOs, but to actually say, I have put my Equi token in a technology investment which may be a star of the future or just a well-performing investment. And that way they can then say, that token has generated me value in the real world, so there is real application for the use of that token. And that, to me, is what will happen in the future with the successful ICOs, is the ones that can demonstrate there is a bridge with the real world, essentially, rather than just being kept in crypto lands and crypto environments. That, along with 30 years' experience in the sector, means that I can merge my two great interests, which is basically venture capital investing in cryptocurrency.
Yes, I see. And is there any like particular benefit to a startup like who, you know, is looking at, you know, your firm Equi and another venture capital firm that doesn't use blockchain technology? Why exactly is blockchain attractive for promising startups?
Well, what normally happens in conventional venture capital is you go to a fund, therefore you have a large dominant shareholder in your company, yeah? Mm. Whereas the beauty of the Equi platform is that these investments will be spread across maybe, I don't know, several hundred people may choose to back an investment. And therefore you've got more of a blended set of shareholders rather than one dominant predatory shareholder in your company. And also, Michelle, you're at great pains to talk about the support we can give these companies. You might like to elaborate on that.
Yeah, well, as I said, you know, we will be hand selecting them with a team of very experienced, successful entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we'll be there for them. And that's the scary thing when you're a startup and you're an entrepreneur, is you might have that incredible idea, but to take it all the way through on your own could be quite a scary journey. Well, it is a scary journey. So now they'll have us holding their hand. So that's what's fantastic about Equi. Not only, you know, is this a token that you can either hold on to and or trade with, but you can pick the investments that we pick. And for example, my mum and dad, just, ordinary sort of working class people, they've never been able to get involved because it's always been the venture capitalists and the institutions that get involved and invest in these sort of companies. But now, ordinary people can come in with us and be part of our success.
Right. So if I'm an Equi token holder, then I can go onto the Equi platform and choose exactly which startups I'd like to contribute to.
Right.
It doesn't have to just be a startup either, Rachel. It could be an early phase, it could be a startup, or it could be a more established one, which essentially just needs development capital. So that's the beauty of having a blended and balanced portfolio. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket, but you effectively have an opportunity to invest across a wide range of portfolio, if you choose to invest in them all.
Right. Okay, I see. So if you're thinking about the ideal company that Equi is seeking to partner with, what kind of company is that?
Do you want to answer that one, Michelle?
Well, everything from high tech to biotech, really. And we've already got an eye on. Sorry?
And the crypto community as well. There are good crypto projects out there as well.
And we've already got an eye on quite a few, we think, blockbusters as well. And the team have got a vast experience in lots of other different industries as well. So their experience in these industries will really help Equi's boards for these companies.
Right.
Yeah, but ultimately, when it comes to looking at a company, we're about backing good technology, good management, and good sectors in terms of growth prospect. The old adage, management. We're looking for not necessarily the finished article, but quality individuals who, with our assistance and support, will take our money and take our advice as well, and we can help turn them into the sizable future success stories of tomorrow.
Right, and if I would like if I have a firm that I'd like to get involved with Equi, how would I go about getting in touch with you? What's that process like?
Well, first of all, if you would do us a favour, Rachel, because this is important for people that want to know more. On the 6th of February, we've got an embargo until the 6th, so please don't write about it until then.
Yes.
And then the 6th of February, the website will launch live. And there'll be lots of videos there explaining to people in plain English what they need to do. And they can come onto the website. And so that's why it's important if you could please quote our website, which is equi.capital. It's just .capital, no .com after it, just equi.capital.
Yes.
That would be really good. And you come onto the platform and we explain to you, I said in plain English, what you need to do. The minimum investment is $100. We launched the pre-sale on the 1st of March, and the minimum spend for that is $100,000. And in that 7 days, the incentive is that they'll get 25% free tokens. Then after that, the 8th of March, we open up to everyone for 3 weeks. So we close at the end of March. And there'll be 250 million tokens released at 50 cents. I think that's right.
Only 65% of those tokens will be released to the public.
Really? Sorry.
There's others held back. So, there's obviously advisory board, there's obviously the management team, and there's obviously incentives for all the people who promote the ICO. So, but this is all normal parameters for an ICO, but 65% of the tokens are released to the public at the outset.
Okay, right. And then can you elaborate a little bit on the guidance and the other benefits that Equi is offering to startups who get involved or other companies that get involved with the platform?
Well, I think, just to be part of a network where it's an entrepreneurial culture, when you see that my CV, Michelle's CV, people at Mark Pearson's CV, the rest of the board and its advisory members, there really is a powerful set of professional investors here that effectively are the fund managers. So therefore we can relate to the people that we are supporting and back because we've got our own track record of success over many, many years. So it's not just about money, it's about advice, it's about support. Mm-hmm. It can be a lonely job being an entrepreneur or a developing business, and it's good to be part of this wider support network. But also, it's nice to know that you have a community of investors supporting your investment as well, rather than relying on one big, say, predatory venture fund where you're never quite sure if they're friend or foe at times.
Right, yes. And there are a few other blockchain-powered venture capital fund platforms, for example, Finchi Capital, which is mostly targeting an Asian market. But as interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency continues to grow, it's somewhat likely that firms that will serve very similar purposes to Equi will continue to appear on the scene. So how do you both expect that Equi will continue to set itself apart from other blockchain firms who seek to fulfill similar purposes?
I think Equi will be a game changer. It'll be a first mover to market. Others will follow, that's inevitable. And I think what you will find is that, there will be copycats, other people will see that this is the way forward. I think Equi, as first mover to market, will have a strong core of supporters, and therefore it's going to stand out there in the marketplace, but it can't stand on its own laurels. It's fair to say that in the past, if you look at other first movers to market, they have been surpassed by the competition over time. So basically, we will attract the best investors, we will attract the best management teams, and we'll also attract the best fund managers that we can within the Equi environment. And I'd like to think there'll be more Equis actually, because I think it's a good thing to open up this venture capital industry to let other people in and participate as well.
Yes, and speaking of letting other people in, is Equi working to attract like a new class of investors into the crypto market? And if so, how exactly?
Yeah, well, I think that last year Doug and I launched Doug's project in Dubai. We were the very first in the world to sell apartments, a whole development in Bitcoin.
Right.
And that was mainstream media. I think it was in almost reaching 380 articles around the world. Mm. And again, I'll bring it back to my mum and dad. Even my mum and dad who are in their 60s, they're saying, so what is this? Explain to us. Oh, right, okay, we would love to get involved in that too. And I think with what Doug and I have done, and other people have done, is it's really opened it up to a sort of wide commercial market. So I think that it will just get bigger and bigger, and you'll find that it will become mainstream, that everyone will know about it, they're learning about it. It's all part of a sort of education process, and guys like you writing about it and putting it out mainstream as well will really help.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm curious, so where do you both expect to see the Equi project a year after its official launch? Ideally, where do you see it?
I see it as being this is Doug's brainchild again, his baby. I see it as being this massive, successful fund and also a token as well. And I think it will be talked about. It will be groundbreaking. The people that we've got on board, the experts. We've also got the exchanges contacting us already. They're really excited, which doesn't happen. So yeah, I would say it'll be, as Doug said, a game changer, and you'll be known to be the first again.
Yeah, I think it could have a lot of momentum. It'll certainly have multiple investments under its belt, and I believe the currency value will rocket off the back of not just hot air, but off the underlying performance of the investments that we've backed. And the beauty of the Equi platform is it's totally transparent. You see everything on the website. Every individual that supports Equi Token has their own Equi wallet that's been built. Therefore, everything is totally transparent, and the bulk of the returns, 75% of the returns, do go back to the people that support the investments and hold the tokens on our platform.
Yes, and so if I wanted to, after, let's say post ICO, if I wanted to purchase some Equi tokens, has Equi partnered yet with any exchanges, or how can I buy some Equi tokens after the ICO, and how can I store them also?
Sure. Well, basically, we hope and believe anyway that there'll be a complete sellout of all tokens on day one. So what will happen then is the people that hold the tokens after the ICO, some will put them on exchanges. I mean, they'll be listed on a number of exchanges, which will be put on the website. Mm-hmm. And therefore, you would buy through the exchanges like people would normally do a cryptocurrency. So that's what's likely to happen. There was a second part to your question. Sorry, I just missed that, Rachel.
Oh, how can I store tokens? Will there be an Equi wallet or?
Okay, so you've got your Equi token. You've got either three choices. You can say, I don't want to store it on the Equi platform. Bear in mind there are rewards for just keeping it on the Equi platform but uninvested in projects, because you do get 5% of capital gains just even for storing it on our platform in the event of realizations. Alternatively, you can invest those tokens into the investment opportunities directly, and therefore you will own a share of those companies, of which you get 70% of the profit on realization. Or the third thing you can do is you can buy your token, take it off the exchange, take it offline, and put it in your own personal wallet. Or I suppose the fourth thing you could do is actually keep it on the exchange itself that you buy it through. But I wouldn't recommend that. I always think you should, take your tokens offline or invest them directly into platforms. So there's a number of things you can do with that Equi token.
Great. And then, Lady Michelle, I'm curious what your what your background is with blockchain technology. Have you been involved in any blockchain projects before Equi?
Yeah, I think again, just to all get back to Doug again. I got involved with Dubai, with Bitcoin,
right, yes,
and BitPay. And I've been learning. The best teacher for me is Doug, because he teaches me lots to do with blockchain and everything else. So I'm really passionate about it, and it's great that I'm learning all the time from it as well. And my passion in Equi is really to help these entrepreneurs and help handpick the best blockbuster next, Snapchat or Facebook. That's what I'm really excited about. But blockchain technology is fascinating, and I can't say the name, but we were with a very high-profile person from the UK government last week, and they were talking to Doug and I, and they actually turned around and said, "Wow, we would love you to come in and talk to this is Doug, because of his knowledge in this whole industry." So I think we'll be doing a lot more. You'll be reading a lot more about it.
Yeah, I hope so. And then my last question: are there any I know you mentioned this earlier, and I'm guessing that you probably can't answer this question. But has Equi already made plans with any startups or any companies to collaborate?
I think there are a number of ongoing situations that we can recommend and put forward. Bear in mind the current Equi team are investing through Aston Ventures and through their own businesses day in, day out anyway. I think what we've got to do is be true to the spirit of the platform, which is when we take money for this ICO, we've then got to go through the processes that are transparent. They show everyone the business plans without us having any preconceived notions before we post them. So there's two or three things that we're completing at the moment: an e-gaming venture, there's a Martech venture, just two of the things that are completing this month. But right now, we're not coming to the market with a backlog of investment opportunities. We'll present new ones as they come along so that people can make up their own minds rather than us effectively working on old projects, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Lady Michelle... Oh, it's so lovely talking to you, and Lady Michelle and Doug, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much. So enjoy a beautiful house sitting here. Thanks very much.